I'm going to have to warn you about the following programme, which does contain some very harrowing content. It is Postcard from Poprad, and this is Radio Tatras International. If you are of a nervous disposition, please don't listen to the following programme.
The Station of the Stars. RTI.
So many young, beautiful, innocent people living and enjoying their lives murdered by evil losers in life. I won't call them monsters because they would like that term.
Oh my God. What's going on? What just happened? What's going on? Oh my God! But then everyone started freaking out again, running. And
we had to climb over chairs, over railings to get out of doors that were actually locked, so we had to force them open.
And there was just smoke and like embers falling down from the roof, and people were screaming, and we just ran.
Saw like a flash, like an explosion flash. I grabbed my friend's hand and we just ran. But we looked and we could see the bodies on the floor.
Everybody around me just screamed and we just all ran and we just didn't know what to do. We thought somebody might have had like a gun or something.
I thought we were going to die. It was just horrendous.
Call an ambulance, quickly!
I was outside, just outside the venue itself, when we heard a massive bang. Inside you're thinking, what am I going to do, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? And then you got to think, I'm going to find her. I had that moment when I was working my way up the steps of, what am I going to find? You know, and in the back of your mind you're thinking the worst. Huge relief. It was almost like she'd been born again. You know. As a dad, you must know that moment, yeah. And you just go, "This is the best moment of my life." It was that all over again.
I'm going through hell. Like I can't even explain what I'm going through. I need my daughter home. I need to know where she is. Her mother shouldn't have to do this.
You could hear the screams and you could smell
and burning flesh and burning hair, burning plastic, an acrid smoke. It was just. And then towards me, out of the smoke is a little girl staggering, like a little puppet on a string, with blood all on her face coming out of her mouth, her shoulder, her long hair was all burnt. What we did eventually, after about an hour, is that we, with some police, we got a trestle table and we used that as a stretcher and we carried her down the stairs. I told her, I'm not going to leave you until your dad comes, I'm going to stay with you. And we go, I was telling her how brave she was, and the other girl, and just saying, you're a brave girl, you're going to be okay. And she even said to me at one point before we got her down the stairs, she said to me, am I going to be okay? And I went, yeah, of course you are, darling, you're going to be fine, you are. She was so brave. Then her dad came and I said, your dad's here, and I just said... And that's when we knew we'd done what we needed to do for that little girl.
Last night, well, there was a first like a bang sort of thing, and then I thought it was some sort of kind of firework, and then there was the big explosion, and where I was sat at the side of the arena, you just felt the wind it was like a gale force wind sort of thing hit you, everyone screaming, and then everyone started running. So me and my mate, we got up, we started running, realised that what had happened, we ran back, and then all the children and women were all coming out with the blood. We've ran up the stairs, gone in, and it was just people all just laying there. I mean, you got a lot of people there was a lot of homeless people that stayed there and helped, and that's what we've done. And then obviously when we've seen children like that as well with blood, and we were having to pull nails out of their arms and stuff, and a couple out with this little girl's face. And it was children, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of children with blood all over them and everything, so, and crying and screaming. It had to be done. You had to help. If I didn't help, I wouldn't be able to live with myself for walking away and sitting and leaving kids like that. Oh, yeah, not the ones that helped were great. And as homeless people, we don't really normally get on with the police, but I'll give the police 100%. They were there on the scene last night, and they were there. They knew what they were doing, all the emergency services were there, they were there quick time. We were just trying to calm the mothers down more than else as well with the children, and we wiped blood off some of the children's faces. I mean, one little girl, she was covered in blood. The mum was screaming, so some guy was calming her down. We took the little girl's t-shirt off, and luckily enough she wasn't hurt. It was somebody else's blood that she had on her. So, well, yeah, we've seen that there was children there that you could just lay there that you knew that they were lifeless.
Whatever our religion, whatever our beliefs or our politics, we will stand together.
It's just sort of in our blood here that you just get on with it.
Events in France and in England, we've got to stand together and don't change, because they want us to change, don't they? They want us to hide, they want us to stay in, to be frightened of going to concerts and soccer games, and we're not going to do that.
In my statement earlier today, I said that the police and security services needed to investigate whether or not a BD was acting alone. Those investigations continue. But the work undertaken throughout the day has revealed that it is a possibility we cannot ignore that there is a wider group of individuals linked to this attack. This morning I said that the Joint Terrorism Analysis Centre, the independent organisation responsible for setting the threat level on the basis of the intelligence available, was keeping the threat level under constant review. It has now concluded, on the basis of today's investigations, that the threat level should be increased, for the time being, from severe to critical. This means that their assessment is not only that an attack remains highly likely, but that a further attack may be imminent. This means that armed police officers responsible for duties such as guarding key sites will be replaced by members of the armed forces, which will allow the police to significantly increase the number of armed officers on patrol in key locations. I do not want the public to feel unduly alarmed. We have faced a serious terrorist threat in our country for many years, and the operational response I have just outlined is a proportionate and sensible response to the threat that our security experts judge we face. I ask everybody to be vigilant. We will take every measure available to us and provide every additional resource we can to the police and the security services as they work to protect the public. And while we mourn the victims of last night's appalling attack, we stand defiant. The spirit of Manchester and the spirit of Britain is far mightier than the sick plots of depraved terrorists. That is why the terrorists will never win, and we will prevail.
Art of the Earth to the World, RTI.
And good afternoon to you. This is Eric Wiltsher in Poprad in the studios of RTI. And we're now going to be joined by the one and only Leigh Banks and Rachel Brunsden. Leigh first. Hello, mate.
How would you do? You okay?
No, is the direct answer to that, I'm afraid. But what can one do? One has to do what one has to do, and one has to get on with it.
That's right. Yeah, and that really is the pride of Manchester, because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
And I have to say a big thank you to everybody that stayed tuned in, as I can see you there listening to our report, which was very harrowing, and thank you for staying. Hello, Rach.
Hello, Uncle Leigh. This is
how do you do?
I do fine. I'm very, very far away.
Yes.
From any of this trouble, but no, not in my heart. I'm not. I'm right there with you. And it was funny. I was just saying to Uncle Eric before. We know the bad about this. We know, we've seen it, we've read it, we've heard it. But in some of the good, I had some friends on Facebook, because I do know lots of people in Manchester, and they were using the little check-in that you can use when there's some sort of an emergency. Checked in is safe. And I thought, well, that's really cool. So I was looking at it, and I just sort of scrolled through the list, and the outpouring of people wanting to just offer a hand to anybody who needed it, and doctors willing to go to hospitals. I am so-and-so, and this is what I do, and I can be at this hospital in 10 minutes. Do you need a place to... Are you stuck in Manchester and need a place to stay for the night? You can come here, and we'll give you a hot meal and a bed. And it was marvellous. It was absolutely Facebook at its best. And I thought, what a wonderful thing. And the community that got together and just rallied around. And we know, like I said, we know the bad, and we are really far away from you geographically, really far. But I think I'm going to be there in 6 months. I'm not that far, and we understand humans are humans. So
I think
though we're far away,
the one thing I would say, Rach,
we really are. We're right there beside you.
Yeah, the one thing I would say, Rach, is certain people who are cowards, they have no idea what a Mancunian's like. They are such a typical British person in that, if you come and attack, they will. It doesn't matter at that point who they are, how rich and poor they are, what their background is, how they're educated. It makes no difference whatsoever. They join together as one. There is no snobbish, there's no social standing, absolutely nothing. And the teamwork, as we heard in the report from, at one end, a homeless guy who quite honestly said, he's had run-ins with the police. But on that night, the police and homeless people were working together as one. And that is something that these cowards need to understand. It is not going to happen. You're not going to win, because you know what? Manchester, like Paris, like so many other cities in Germany, Belgium, they will come together, and they actually will stand stronger than they were the day before.
It was a funny little postcard of love to you guys, actually, from Sydney the day after. Liverpool Football Club had travelled all the way over here to play a match against Sydney FC.
That's right.
And the ground was absolutely packed to the rafters. And right at the beginning, all you can hear is an entire crowd, a stadium full of people singing "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Wow.
And that was just immense. It was a total love letter to you from us.
That's wonderful.
There's interesting point here, though. Like you say, Mancunians are known as a breed apart. We're supposed to be thuggish and noisy and drunken and everything. And to a degree we are. But we all, like Eric says, we come together to fight. We come together to stand up for what's right. We come together to make things right. And it's just interesting, though, on a wider scale of things to do with this event in Manchester. There's one thing that really came out of it, which is frightening. And Eric and I had a quick chat about this yesterday, and that was Donald Trump. And actually, maybe this is one of the worst aspects of what's happened. Donald Trump is starting to appear to be some kind of demi-hero. He's actually said, like Eric used at the beginning of that report, quite rightly, as I'm concerned now, what Trump had to say about what's going on. And Trump possibly is telling the truth. We need to do something dramatic now, but that drama, with somebody like him at the head of it, could end up in the world war that our enemies want.
Not so sure of that. I'm really not. But anyway, I do also want to say thank you to all those that contributed via social media to our report. I think you're wonderful guys. And sorry if it's a bit not normal Postcard from Poprad today, but as you can imagine, like everybody else, Leigh especially because he's so close to it, and as Rachel said, social media helped out and did help me out as well, because some of my broadcast buddies were up there and they were actually recording the show for news feeds and so on and so forth. So I was like a gibbering idiot, sort of trying to get hold of people because I wanted to make sure my friends were safe. And it was down to Facebook that I was able to do that. So that was really kind of cool. A little bit of a change now, boys and girls, because I'm hoping this is going to work because some of my tech has been playing up today, bless it. And I hope to be going over now to Jarmila. And it is ringing. I don't know if she is there. Jarmila's the Slovak version of Mary Berry. And for those that don't know, Mary Berry's a very famous cook in the UK. She's on TV everywhere, and she's everybody's grandmother. She's lovely. She's just it doesn't matter. She can do anything, and it's still lovely. She's just marvellous. And so Jarmila's joining us. Hi, Jarmila.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can, but we need to turn your video off, Pet, because otherwise that will mess it all up, because it's like that. That's better, thank you. And a little bit closer to the computer, if you could, please. Now, Jarmila, before we get the team to ask you loads of questions, you've come up with this, what some would see as a completely crazy idea. I can see it, I get this, but others won't. How did you come up with the idea for a book in English all about Slovak food?
Yeah, I know it sounds strange, but it just came naturally. It is a crazy idea, and I still feel it. Yeah. But I think for me it came naturally because I've been learning and teaching English for some time, and I love writing in English. And a combination of cooking, writing, and later even photography was something that arose from all those experiments I did in the language and in my cooking.
Oh, wow. So come on, you're going to have to pretend to... let's see if we can do this with... we've got Leigh and Rachel with us, Jarmila. Now, I will share with you, if you can get Leigh to cook, I think you'd be alongside a saint somewhere because there's no chance. But with Rachel, you stand a good chance because she's a bit of a cook, Jarmila. So see if you can help Rachel understand what a traditional Slovak dish is like. So, Jarmila, you say hello to Rachel.
Hello, Rachel. Hi.
Hello, Jarmila. How are you?
I'm fine, okay. How is Australia at the moment?
Well, it's glorious, I got to tell you.
And do you know, Rachel, what Slovakia and Australia have in common?
No.
Sheep.
Tea?
Really?
Sheep, yes.
Sheep. Yeah. Oh,
sheep.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
You do have them in Australia, don't you?
That's true.
Except for kangaroos.
Oh. Good point.
We played kangaroo burgers. Honestly, Eric totally misrepresented me, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. I'm a brilliant cook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
I am. Right. I'm going to get out of here to tell you.
Right, in a minute.
Yeah. Do you know why I'm asking about sheep? Because that's what part of our national dish. Sheep milk cheese, that's called brinza, and it's served on top of halushki that are quite similar to Italian gnocchi, but not the same.
That sounds good. I don't even know what it is, and I'm hungry.
So, Jarmila, explain. Let's go back a little bit. Could you explain what halushki is? Because you're quite right. It is similar to gnocchi, but it's subtly different.
Yes. Because I think gnocchi are made from cooked mashed potatoes, and halushki, as we call them, are made from raw grated potatoes. The taste will be different, the texture will be different, yes.
So basically, just to prove to everybody, I do know where I'm at in the country I live in, you basically get a raw potato and a normal grater like you'd use for cheese, and you grate this potato down, and it kind of goes sort of watery and starchy because you're grating it all down, and you do the whole potato like that, and that's the start point rather than boiled potatoes, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you do use either cheese grater or just a normal grater, and you need to grate them really finely.
Yeah.
Or you can do it in a mixer, in a blender, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you do? What do you do with the potato next that you've grated, Jarmila?
Then you need to add flour, and that would make this mixture more coherent, if I can describe it like that.
Yep.
And then you add some salt. Some people add an egg, and then you cook it, and that's the
Yeah. So okay, what do you do with the potato with the next potato grated that you've got, Jarmila?
Then you need to add the flour. That would make this mixture more clear or coherent. I can describe that a bit like.
Yeah.
And then you salt, some people add, and then you cook that and the.
Yeah. So you do. Okay. You do. What do you next with the grated potato that you've got?
Then you need to add the flour. That would make and mix would make this more clear or coherent. Describe like that. A bit like and
you
add. Then you add salt and then some people add. You and then that you cook and the.
So you do. Okay, the potato. What do you next? What do you grate it with the potato that you've got?
Then you need to add that flour mix and would make more this clear. If I can more coherent like that, and maybe like to add some salt. Then you go add an egg. So some people you add that, and then you cook it and the.
So you do with the potato. Okay, next. So what do you grate it? What do you with the potato
then you need
that you've
got?
Jarmila?
Then you need to add that baked flour mix and more would make clear this picture. I can describe or coherent and you add a bit like salt. So then you add so you some people add that and then you cook it and
so you do with the potato next. Okay, grated. So what do you with the
then you need
potato that you've got? Jarmila?
That would to make the mixed flour more and clear would make this I can describe like that or coherent and I add because a bit like salt. So add and then you so some people that and then you cook
so
and
you do with the potato next grated. Okay. So what do you
then you need
with the potato that you've got? Jarmila?
That would make to mix the flour more clear and it would make and this texture like that or and then to add some salt a bit like so add and then you so that some people and then
so
cook
you do with the potato next grated. Okay. So what do you
then you need
with the potato that you've got? Jarmila?
That would make mix it to add more flour, and you can make right this texture and work to add fruits before adding like an egg.
Yep.
Then you keep it. So that's so some people
So
and then
you do with the potato next grated. Yeah. Okay.
Then you need
so what do you with the potato that you've
that
yummy.
Mix to add more beer flour. I can and fry would make that this and to add fruits I go and be like you okay then you that so some people
so you do
and then
you do with the potato and next grated. Yeah.
Then you need
so what do you with the potato that you've yummy.
Mix more to appear flour. I can fry and that would make this and to add more fruits and go add iron be like you okay. That then you so some people
so you do with
and then
the potato next
and
grated.
Then you need
so what do you with the potato that you've
mixed
yummy.
More beer to add can flour right like that and would make and this to add fruits or cocoa and then I you be like it. That then you so some people
you do with the potato
and then
next grated.
And then you need
okay. So what do you with the potato
mix
that you've yummy.
More beer to I can fry flour like that and would make add this fruits go add coconut I you be like that then you
so you do with the potato next
and then
grated.
And then you need bread
okay. So what do you with the
mix
potato that you've
more
yummy.
Beer they can to add like that flour and would make this fruits go add an egg or coconut you I that be like then you
so you do with the potato next grated.
And then cook and then you need the
okay.
That
well, what do you
mix
with the potato
more
that you've
beer
yummy.
I can fry to add that flour and to add and would make fruits this go add an egg or coconut cake I that be like
so
then you
do with the potato next grated.
And then cook and you need and add the that
okay. So what do you
mix
with the
more
potato
beer
that you've yummy.
I can fry like that to add and flour to add and fruits would make go add this and egg you or cookie that I be like
so you do
then you
do with the potato next grated.
And then you need cook it and the that would make mix
so what do you
more
with the
beer
potato that you've
can
yummy.
fry like that to and add flour fruits and go add would make an egg this you cake or that I be like
so you do with
then you
the potato next grated.
Some people then you need and then add to cook it and the that would mix
okay. So what do you
more
beer with the potato that you've
fry
yummy.
like that and to add flour fruits go add and an egg would make this you cake that for coconut I
so
be like
you do with the potato
then you
next grated.
So some people then you need that and then cook it and that would mix
okay.
more
so what do you
beer
with the
can
potato
fry
that you've
like that
yummy.
and to add the fruits flour go add an egg and would make you this cake that for coconut I
so you do
like
the potato next
then you
grated.
so some people then you need that and then cookies, and that was the mixed more.
Okay.
Here,
so what do you do with the ketone that you've got?
And to add flour and you would make this texture for coherent.
So you do with the potato. Yeah. Next, grated.
Then you so then you need something that flour, and then you cook that and make the mix more clear.
Okay. So what do you do with the ketone that you've got?
And to add flour. You and it would make that this texture. For coherent.
So you do with the potato next. Yeah. Grated.
Then you need to add something flour, and then that will cook it and mix the more clear.
Okay. So what do you do with the ketone
and
that you've
to
got?
add flour. You and that would make this texture.
So you do with the potato next grated. Yeah.
Then you need to add something that and then make to cook mix and the more clear.
Okay. So what do you do with the ketone that you've got?
You flour that and would make this texture.
So you do with the potato next grated. Yeah.
Then you add something that will make and then mix to cook and more the clear.
Okay. So what do you do with the ketone that you've got?
Then you flour that and would make this.
So you do with the potato next grated. Yeah.
Then you need then you so something that will make mix and then cook more and clear the
Okay. So what do you do with the ketone that you've got?
Then you need to add that flour. And would make
so
this.
You do with the potato next grated.
Then you need then you so that one be mix and then more cook here and it can fry that.
Okay.
And
so what do you
add
with the ketone that you've got?
You need to add that flour. And
so
would make
you do with the potato next grated.
Then you need then you that will so make something mix more and then you cook it and you can fry that. And
okay.
To add
so what do you with the ketone that you've got?
You that to add flour.
So
and
you do with the potato next grated.
Then you need that flour. Then you that will make so mix something more clear and then you cook it and fry that. And to add
okay. So what do you with the ketone that you've got?
That to add flour.
So you do
would make
the potato next grated.
Then you need add that then you make mix so something more clear and then you can cook it rice and that and to add
okay. So what do you with the ketone that you've got?
That to add
so
flour.
You do with
and
the potato
make
next
this
grated.
Then you need that that will make then you mix so more something clear and then fry cook that and add
okay. So what do you with the ketone that you've got?
That
so you do with the potato
and
next
would make
grated.
this need different a bit like that.
Yeah.
Mix. Then you more. So here some people that I can describe, and then that cook and the add fruits.
Okay. So what do you do with the ketone that you yeah. So what do you do with the potato next
and
rated?
For make this mixture, then you need that for different. That will be like mix. Then you more here. So some people can describe like that, and then you cook and add the fruits.
Yeah.
And then
okay. So what do you do with the ketone that you yummy. So what do you do with the potato next rated?
And for make this, then you need for different. That would be a bit like mix. More than you hear, so you can some people describe it like that, and then you cook to add and the fruits and then
okay. So what do you
that
with the ketone that you yummy. So what do you do with the potato next rated?
And for the main you need this texture for different. That would be mixed a bit like more here. Then you can so fry some people like that, and then you add cookers and fruits and then you
okay. So what do you with the ketone that you so yummy. What do you do with the potato next rated?
And then you need to make this texture. That one I mix a bit like more here. Then you can fry so that some people and to add and then cook fruits and add the you
okay.
That
so what do you with the ketone so that you do with the potato next rated?
Flour. Then you need and that's what make this sure that will different mix a bit more a bit like here. And then you fry that so some people and to add and then also cook and then you that
okay. So what do you with the ketone you do with the potato next rated?
Flour. Then you need that and for the make this sure that will make or mix I more bit here a bit like I can fry then you that so and some people add fruits and then add coconut and you that
okay. So what do you so with the ketone you do with you the potato next rated?
Then you need flour and for the make this that will mix or different more I hear a bit like and fry like that then you and so some people add fruits and then cook and you from that
okay. So what do you do with the ketone the potato that you next rated?
And you need to add flour and for the make that this mix or more here they can be like right like that. Then you and add so some people add and then cook use and that
okay. So what do you do with the potato next that you've grated, Jamila?
Then you need to add flour, and that would make this mixture more coherent, if I can describe it like that. And then you add some salt, some people add an egg, and then you cook it, and that's the
So okay, what do you do with the potato with the next ketone rated that you've got, Jamila?
Then you need to add the flour. That and it would make this mixture more clear or coherent. I can describe that a bit like and then you salt, some people and you and then you cook that and the
Yeah. So you do. Okay. You do. Well, what do you potato? What do you next with the rated toner that you've got?
Then you need to add the flour that was baked and mixed would make this moisture here. Or coffee can run describe like that. A bit like and to add. Then you add salt and then some people add you cake and then that cook and the.
So you do. Okay, the potato. What do you next? What do you rated with the toner that you've got?
Then you need to add that was flour baked, mixed, and would make more this here. I can more coffee run like that. And a bit like to add the fruits. Then you go add so some people you add cake and then you cook it and the.
So you do with the potato. Okay, next. So what do you rated? What do you with the toner
then you need
that you've got?
Then you need to add that was baked flour mixed and more would make here this picture. I can describe or coffee that run. And you add a bit like fruits, then you add so you some people that and then you cook it and
so you do the potato next. Okay, rated. So what do you with the
then you need
toner that you've got?
That need to add the mixed flour more and here would make this I can describe like that or coffee. And I add because a bit like fruits, so add and then you so some people that and then you cook.
So
and
you do with the potato next rated. Okay. So what do you
need
with the toner that you've got?
That was baked to mix the flour more here and it would make and this description like that. And then to add the fruits a bit like to add and then you so that some people and then
so
cook
you do with the potato next rated. Okay. So what do you need with the toner that you've got?
That was baked mixed to add more flour here and it can would make right this that and more to add fruits and before a bit like that. Then you so that so some people
so
and then
you do with the potato next rated. Okay.
Then you need
so what do you with the toner that you've got?
That was baked mixed to add more beer flour. I can and fry would make that this and to add more coffee fruits I go and a bit like you then you that so some people
so you do
and then
you do with the potato
and
next rated.
Then you need
okay. So what do you with the toner
that
you've got?
Mixed more to appear the flour. I can describe and that would make this and to add more fruits and go add and a bit like you that then you so some people
so you do with
and then
the potato
cook
next
and
rated.
Then you need
okay. So what do you with the
that
toner that you've got?
Mixed more beer to add I can flour right like that and would make and this to add fruits or cocoa and then you a bit like it. That then you so some people
you do with the potato
and then
next
cook
rated.
And then you need
okay. So what do you
that
with the toner
mixed
that you've got?
more beer I can fry flour like that and would make add this fruits or add coffee and I you a bit like that. Then you
so you do with the potato next
and then
rated.
Cook and then you need bread.
Okay. So what do you with the
mixed
toner that you've got?
More beer. They can to add like that flour and to add would make this fruits or add and or coffee When you hide it, that's a bit like.
Yeah.
Then you.
So you do with the potato next grated.
And then you cook it. And then you need the
yeah. Okay.
That
well, what do you mix with the potato
more
that you've yummy?
I can try to add that flour and to add and the good make this to add churney or you run cake. That's a bit like
yeah. So
then you
do with the potato next grated.
And then you cook and you need and add the flour.
Yeah.
That
okay. So what do you mix? What do you with the potato that you've yummy?
I can try that to add and flour to add and would make to add this nature. You cook it. That's a bit like
yeah. So you do with the potato next grated.
And then you need to cook it and the
yeah.
That will make
okay.
Mix.
So what do you
more
with the potato that you've yummy?
Right that. Then to add flour, fruits, and to add make this you cake or cook that run.
Yeah.
A bit like.
So yeah, you do with
then you
the potato next grated.
Then you need and then add to cook and the that will make mix.
Okay. So what do you with the potato that you've yummy?
That. And to add flour to add and then would make this you cake. That's for corn.
Yeah. So
like
you do with the potato
then you
next grated.
So something then you need that and then cook and the that will make mix
okay.
More.
So what do you with the potato that you've yummy?
And to add the fruits, flour, to add and would make you this cake. Sure, that's for coffee.
So you do the potato next
then you
grated.
So something then you need and then you cook and that will make mix more.
Okay.
Here.
So what do you with the potato that you've yummy?
And to add to add flour and you would make it this that's for coffee.
So you do with the potato next grated.
Then you so then you need something and then you cook that and make the mix more here.
Okay. So what do you with the potato that you've yummy?
To add fruits to add flour. You and cake would make that this for coffee.
So you do with the potato next grated.
Then you need to add something and then that will cook it and mix the more here.
Okay.
So
what do you with the potato that you've
add
yummy?
Fruits to add flour. You cake and that would make this
So you do with the potato next grated. Yeah.
Then you need to add something that and then make to cook mix and the more here.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So what do you with the potato that you've yummy?
Fruits to add you flour cake that and would make this
So you do with the potato next grated. Yeah.
Then you add something that will make and then mix to cook and more the here.
Yeah. Okay.
So
what do you with the potato that you've yummy?
To add to use the cake flour that and would make this.
So you do with the potato next grated.
A bit like
yeah.
Then you need then you so something that will make mix and then cook more and here the can
fry that.
Okay.
What do you
add
with the tone
fruits
that you've
and then you need to add that flour.
Yeah.
And would make
so
this
you do with the potato next grated.
Then you need
yeah.
Then you so that one be baked at mix and then more cook beers and it can fry like that.
Okay.
And
so what do you
add
with the tone that you've yummy.
You need to add that flour.
Yeah.
And
so
would make
you do with the potato next grated.
Then you need to be like
yeah.
Then you that was so make some people mix it more and then you cook it and you can fry like that.
Yeah.
And
okay.
You add
so what do you with the potato that you've yummy.
You that need to add
yeah.
flour.
So
and
you do with the potato next grated.
Then you need that to be like
yeah.
Then you that was make so mix some people at more here and then you cook again and fry like that.
Yeah.
And you add
okay. So what do you with the potato that you've yummy.
That need to add
yeah.
Flour.
So you do
would make
the potato next grated.
Then you need add the like
yeah.
That then you make mix so some people more here and then you can cook it rice and like that and
yeah.
you add
okay.
Fruits,
so what do you with the potato that you've yummy.
That
yeah.
need to add
so
flour.
you do with
and
the potato
make
next
this
grated.
Then you need that like
yeah.
that make then you mix so more some people here I can and then fry cook that and add
yeah.
Fruits.
Okay.
So
what do you with the potato that you've yummy. Yeah.
Need to add
so you do with the potato next
make
grated.
This then you need like that
yeah.
mix then you more so here some people I can fry and then that cook and add
yeah.
Fruits.
Okay. So what do you with the potato that you've yummy. Yeah. So you do with
flour.
the potato next
and
grated.
would make this then you need that that would be like
yeah.
mix then you more here so some people can fry like that and then you cook and add the fruits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you with the
that
potato that you've yeah yummy. So you do with the potato
flour.
Next grated.
And would make this then you need that that would be like mix
yeah.
more than you hear so you can some people fry it like that and then you cook to add and the fruits
yeah. Okay.
You
so what do you
that
with the potato yeah that you've yummy. So you do with the potato next
flour.
Grated.
And would make you need this texture that would be mixed like
yeah.
more here than you can so fry something like that and then you add cookers and fruits
yeah.
You
okay. So what do you with the yeah potato that you've so yummy. You do with the potato next grated.
Flour. And then you need to make this that one I mix a bit like more
yeah.
here then you can fry so like that some people and you add and then cook fruits and add the
yeah.
You
okay.
That
so what do you yeah with the potato so that you do yummy. You do with the potato next grated.
Flour. Then you need and that would make this that will mix a bit more a bit like here.
Yeah.
can then you try that. So some people and that to add and then also cook and then you that
okay. So what do you with the potato you do that you do with the potato next grated
the flour. Then you need that and would make this mixture that would make or mixture I more beer a bit like I can describe. Then you use that so and some people add fruits and then go add coconut and you that
okay so what do you so with you do that you've got potato next grated
then you need flour and would make this that would mix or coherent more idea a bit like and describe that. Then you and so some people that fruits and then cook and you the cake.
I've got free tickets, but you know the lights. Okay. So what do you do with the potato that you've next grated?
Then you need that flour and would make that with this mixture or more here it can be like that. Then you and add some people add and then cook use and cake.
I've got free but tickets. You know the lights. Okay. So what do you do with the potato next that you've grated, Jamila?
Then you need to add flour, and that would make this mixture more coherent, if I can describe it like that.
Yep.
And then you add some salt. Some people add an egg, and then you cook it. And
I've got free but you know tickets. The lights. So okay, what do you do with potato with the next potato grated that you've got?
Then you need that to add the flour. That would mix this mixture more clear or coherent. I describe that a bit like.
Yep.
And then you salt, some people add you and then cook.
I got free but
you
know the tickets.
That
lights. So you do okay. What do you next with the grated potato that you've grated?
Then you need to add the flour. That would make and mix would make this more clear or coherent. Describe like that a bit like and you add then you add salt and then some people add you.
I love it.
And then
I got free but you know
that
tickets. The lights. So you do okay. The potato. What do you next? What do you grated with the potato that you've grated?
Then you need to add that flour mixed and would make more this beer shirt. I can more coherent like that. And a bit like add fruits. Then you go add an egg. So some people
data. We've got the Tatry Rally. I love it. I got free
and then
but you know
and
that tickets. So lights you do with the potato. Okay, next. So what do you grated? What do you with the potato
then you need
that you've grated?
Complete.
Anyway, it's time to say goodbye, Rach.
Goodbye, Rach.
Flour mixed and more would make here this picture. I can describe or coherent. And you add a bit like fruits. Then you add
data on art.
Some people
you've got Tatry the Rally. I love it.
And then
I got free but you know the ticket. The lights. So you do okay. The potato. What do you next? What do you grated with the